We are so lucky. In these difficult times, pantries are empty and people are going hungry. But with a German general for a father, food is never scarce.
So they say, so they say. Mousetraps. Even the mice have food. Look at that large piece of cheese. It's not that, but it's just the Lord of my... Not a lot. But I suppose the mice could climb up a bit as well. They're probably just instinctively gonna go right for the traps. Oh, it's dark. Oh, if I'm getting visions up there, then what am I gonna do in the basement? Basements are notorious for those sort of things. Oh, I never liked basements. Oh, it's like a wine cellar down here. Ah, yeah, of course, there is also wine. Thought I heard noise behind me. Ah.
Lorenzini haberdashery. 5 meters of grey cotton fabric. 6 meters of white linen fabric. 4 meters of green satin. Delivered on June 5th, 1944. In the event of an issue, contact us on the number 6987. And this red fabric? It's not been mentioned. Could this also be one of Mummy's, or could the nanny have left it here?
There's one thing on my mind. Didn't inmates in the concentration camps have some striped shirts like this? But no, it didn't look just like this. It can't have. In case of issues. Large set of shares.
These could be of use to me.
Anything here could. Sewing machine.
Mummy's sewing machine. She learnt how to sew because nobody else could do it to her liking.
My grandfather had a sewing machine and was very good with sewing because he claims he learned it in the military. So I see why they called it the Red Room, at least in modern times.
Mummy's medicine. Will they do her any good?
Medicine for what? Maybe she has side effects. Maybe that's why she's being a little bit stressy and all.
This fabric is not new to me, yet I do not think I have ever seen it in the house.
Airy. Spilled wine, but it's completely restocked. Odd. It looks a bit like blood as well. But that's our imagination.
Our wine. Daddy is so proud of it.
Lots of money laying here. Or lots of gifts, depending on how you look at it. Privacy.
Daddy set up his darkroom here. He doesn't take photos anymore because of his work, but photography is still his true passion. I'm allowed to use the darkroom when I want to.
You mean Giulia was allowed to? I wonder what he says if he catches you here. Allegedly, Martha. Maybe he won't be as into photography for a little while. Maybe it reminds him too much of Giulia, but it also seemed like he liked to be reminded of Giulia. I don't know. He will be a mess regardless. Lupex. Mail. These things always seem very complicated. To develop a photo, you first have to use the enlarger. The enlarger is an optical instrument that allows you to process photographic paper. After shooting a photo, the film must be developed in several steps. Yes, I am aware, but I don't know if I can do it properly. This aspect has been omitted for the sake of simplicity. Oh, thank God. But in reality, the steps are as follows. The film is firstly rolled on a reel and put inside a small tank. It reminds me of when when Giulia put a film inside the camera. You had to roll it in, sort of. That tank is then immersed in the developer, washed, and then immersed in a stop bath. It is then washed again, dried, and finally cut. You'll find your rolls of film already developed and ready for printing. I remember I had to do something like this in maybe a bit of it in Medium, but also in Song of Horror, episode 2. Choose the image you want to print to paper. The preview on the left side will help you choose. Of course, you will see your images in negative. Yeah, because it's always in negative first, to my understanding. The enlarger allows you to customize your photos even more. You can choose on which part of the paper the picture will be printed. You can adjust the focus and choose how long to expose the photographic paper. How long to expose the photographic paper. With the red filter, you can project and see the image on paper without exposing it. Use the controls to move the paper and on the bench and to adjust the magnification and focus. When the 3 circles are aligned, the picture is focused. If you still see the image out of focus when aligned, you probably shot it that way. Play with the adjustment until you're happy. When you're ready, press space to continue. Alright, I see no bird. But it should be... Yeah, here, it should be here. Oh, now I see the bird. Now I see the bird. Like this. Oh, that actually looks good. When the red filter is removed, the image is exposed onto the paper. This process has been automated and made faster than what happens in real life. Thank you. That I realized that it would be simplified. And I appreciate that you explain everything. I appreciate that. Immerse the paper in the developer and the image will appear. To achieve the ideal exposure, take the paper out of the developer when the timer is in a green zone. If you take the paper out too early or too late, the picture will be ruined and you'll have to print it again. Okay. And here we are. In real life, immersion in the developer is followed by a wash, a stop bath, and then a second wash. These additional baths have been skipped, yep. This is a game after all.
Not a bad photograph. It seems that the camera works perfectly. Now I can take a self-timed photo for Martha's frame.
I was thinking, it said earlier, of course it's in black and white. It's like, yes, it's in the negative. But it's not negative, it's just black and white because it was at the time. Alright. Put it in the album. A little pilot photo. Butterfly.
There are 3 baths when developing photos. The development bath, then the first rinse, and then the fixing bath. The second rinse is done directly in the sink afterwards.
It's a bit fascinating how everyone basically has a camera now, an instant camera, on their cell phone. And you can just send it to a PC or a printer. Have it printed out, just like that.
Daddy had this device brought here last week.
Ah.
It's old, but still works. He has always loved everything technological.
I was about to say, was this a gift from the Germans? And I saw it says Achtung under her. Warning. Let's see, what does it say? Ohne sichere Erdung Lebensgefahr. If you don't properly ground this device, it can be hazardous. Okay, suppose that's it then. Oh, I don't trust my own sights anymore. I don't trust it. What's with chair so eerily placed like this? It feels very airy. I suppose it has a purpose, but it feels very airy. Ah, a rat! I thought I heard something. It was a rat. Hey there, little friend. Well, the mousetrap didn't fool you. Rats are said to be smart creatures.
When I was little, these barrels seemed enormous. I thought I could live inside one.
They still are enormous. Ugh. Oh, it's creepy here. So you were down here as a child? Well, I guess you followed your father down here. But you seem to embrace the unknown. You embraced the eeriness which would frighten most children away. How you just asked your nanny, asked her for, please read this story, then I'll go straight to sleep. Even if it's a foggy night, even if it's said that the white lady will come after me at this night. Alright, up we go. Upsy daisy. Ah, Martha. Now we wanted to put our photo in Martha's frame. Do we just take a picture in a mirror? Well, I can check objectives. A tripod is needed. Ah, okay. There will surely be one in the basement. Okay. Let's go fetch that right away. This reminds me of Visage. How I descend here in the horror experience. Like an old version of Visage. Oh, I see something over here.
These workbenches fascinate me. I would love to learn carpentry. This is where Nanny's husband made my dolls.
Oh, those?
The puppets I used to play with were made here. I never knew that when I was a child. They always told me that a fairy brought them. I didn't really believe them, but it was nice to think that.
Why not give them credit where credit is due? Alright, here we have it. How creepy would it be if we see the real Martha next to us?
Camera is set up with the self-timer.
Okay. So we sit. Fascinating technology. Oh, yeah, the loud thing. Smiling. That's how Martha would have loved it. Well, no. Having like a sarcastic face is how she would have loved it. Can I take another one? Can I take another one? Or do I have to take this now? I was thinking too innocently there for a moment. She loved my sarcastic faces. You mentioned that earlier. Oh well. I'm sure this one will be alright. Actually, it's probably better this way because my mother will probably be very upset if she saw a weird sarcastic face. She would think that would be disrespectful or so. But yeah, big house. Oh, okay.
It's about 9:30.
Oh, that spooked me. That spooked me. How do I develop the photo? Of course, I have to develop the photo. Of course. I'm a bit too ahead here. The game isn't that simple. Alright, I reiterate. What if Martha indeed is watching over us? What if we caught Martha on here? That would be
It's
so
always a
creepy.
thrill to develop a photo. You can't see anything at first, yet something invisible is captured on the black film. A kind of ghost. That invisible breath then returns to reveal the reality from which it was torn.
You're not making
There
it
are
better.
those who say that photography steals the soul or captures it. That's why they used to photograph the dead. But nowadays, almost nobody does it anymore. Even if it's just a delusion, I want to photograph Martha. I want to have a small reflection of who she was with me. But I have to do it secretly or they'll think I'm crazy.
Oh. I also heard that in the old days it was common to take a picture with the dead along with family members, and only the dead would look completely in focus and the family members would look very blurry because you move a little bit, and it was an exposure kind of camera, so it would be taken over time and you see it a little bit blurry even if they try to stand still, but the dead don't move, so it was quite eerie. And also they had the eyes open as well. That doesn't help at all. Now, let's develop this photo before I ramble some more. We will, yeah, like this. Here, a little bit. Yeah, perfect, perfect. And like this, and here we go. Around 10 seconds. Oh, becoming so clear. There. Little clam thing.
Yes, this is me. No one was ever able to tell us apart. But I never had the slightest doubt, and nor did Martha. It's strange how what identifies us most deeply is not visible to anyone.
Because we know each other. We know our personality and all. And the parents just... well... You
I was
can't...
obsessively thinking about Martha and what had happened. But suddenly, a thought took control. The memory of that day at the lake was becoming more and more like a dream when, after awakening, the image becomes more and more faded. Could it be that the memories were a figment of the mind? Had I been the one that hurt my sister? I had always envied her, and now I had taken her identity. I experienced a suffocating pattern of thoughts. I decided to go straight to the lake to retrieve the film rolls. They would tell a different story, I was sure. But deep down, I kept hoping they would confirm my fading memory.
So this is a...
Of course the door is locked. The keys aren't hanging on the lock as usual, then they will be in Daddy's study. We live in fear now. My parents are not going to let me go to the lake anymore after Martha's death. So this is the right time. I need to know. The self-doubt I feel is eating me up.
Well, it's closure in one way as well. The rolls, the same day, 11:30 p.m. The lighter can be a very atmospheric light source. This is a very effective lighter. It's more like a lantern. It's like a very bright lantern. Now, that's study. Hello, Martha. Should I take a picture of her? Let's do.
It's dark and I can't turn on the lights. It's dangerous. I'll need a flash for the camera. I can look for it amongst Daddy's things in the room below his bedroom.
Alright. Below his bedroom. That would be this floor. In the room below his bedroom. Well, we have to be quiet. Our room is upstairs. I guess one of those rooms that was locked was there. The parents' bedroom. So in the room below, let's see, that would be over here. This leads to the outside. There's the camera. Didn't we have the camera in our bag already? Oh, new skin. I dread the moment. Oh, it's a nice decoration here. I dread the moment when I will see Martha getting out. Getting up and walking towards me. Okay, downstairs we go. Descending into a nightmare, I'm sure. Can't believe I'm down here at this time. Lenses.
A lens and a roll of infrared film. They can photograph what the naked eye cannot see.
That doesn't sound good, in a way. That sounds like you're spirit hunting.
With this lens, I can shoot very close up. Orange filter. When there is fog, it improves the image by giving it some contrast.
Ah, nice. What is this spillage here?
Blue filter. Ideal for indoor photos.
Oh, it's so dark. Oh, holy shit. Lighter, please. So very dark. Now, does this qualify as being his little study?
A tripod is necessary to take photos with long exposures.
Will I find a flash here as well?
I have found what I need to take infrared photos.
Well, there was mention of a flash. Come on, lighter, lighter. Lighter, please. Why no lighter? Why aren't you lightering? Okay, there we go. Don't scare me like that. Ah, IR. So I'm supposed to IR photo here? Well, sure, why not? If you say so. If my instinct says so, then I will. I suppose maybe I can't do that yet. Ah. Oh, that room terrifies me a bit now. Ah. Poor Martha. But it feels quite haunting just having that body here. Huh? I can go further up. Why is my room locked? Huh? I wanted to put a frame in. I wanted to put this photo in. Keys. That's a flash.
Here's the camera flash. Now I can photograph Martha even in the dark. Daddy's stuff. War maps. I've heard everything will play out on this new defensive line.
I hope they are heavy sleepers. That could have been enough to wake one of them. Ah, yes, quite foggy. But I have the correct lenses for that. Well, let's take a photograph of poor old Martha. I don't like it. I do not like it. But if you say so, Giulia, if you say so. Oh! Oh, don't. Don't do that. Don't do that. Attaching the flash. Yeah. Yeah. I have my lighter for that. Oh. Okay. This is probably going to be the best but also creepiest photo. Poor Giulia, you shouldn't have to do this so quickly after the passing, but okay. Let's see then. Oh, it's loud. Observe the camera. Ah. Ah, I can put on the skin. Okay, let's use this. Oh, it's impossible to do without taking a picture. I need to, with a bit of better exposure, that I can see something at least. But the flash isn't attached, is it? Ah, I can go into extras. Okay, flash. Ah, it's a permanent flash. Okay. That is a little bit better now. Now I don't need as much exposure, thank you. Ugh. Eerie. Okay. I hope that didn't disturb your slumber too much, Martha. Let's see if we can do something about this project right away. Not gonna sleep much tonight, am I? Let's see. Like this. Let's get the nice flowers in there as well. Oh, that was very blurry. Let's try that again. That's much better. We will put this in the album. Now let's see, what have we here then? Upstairs. Ah, soldier's helmet. Oh. Should I even? Oh, it's so creepy. It's so creaky here. Oh, Jesus. What's this? Lots of names. Back down we go. Maybe we can exit. Because now we have the keys. It's weird that I can't go into my current room or my former room. Giulia. Out we shall go then. See you later, Martha. I'm about to find out what happened to you. Ah, large keys. But why is it locked from the inside? Multiple locks. Man, are they gonna be so pissed. Oh, I cannot close it? Fuel? Ah, a lantern. Is this one of those electrical lanterns? Doesn't sound electrical, unless that's a battery or light making such noise. It's a very similar light as an amnesia machine for pigs.
Okay. Well, that's a creepy lantern.
It turned out to be electrical, but also lantern style. Does this lead down to the lake? I shouldn't really go down to the lake where my sister died and I'm seeing stuff in my own house. So how is it gonna be in this cursed place?
I came here to fish when I was little. I went with that ever so kind man who worked for my father. Who knows where he is now? Maybe he joined the war too.
Night skies are pretty though. Usually it's in the more rural areas. Not as much light pollution. Always a lot of noises out there. What have we here? Camera. Ah. But why was it laying there? It's a skin. A rusty. No. Or... actually, yes. Creepy. Okay, so now I am imagining being on a urban exploration. A handheld camcorder. Gotta put this away, it makes my vision a bit blurry. My character doesn't seem to want to cross here. Cannot proceed further here. Ah, up here. Let me go past that gate, perhaps. Ah, back in the day when I could actually climb there without equipment. Moon looks majestic. What has been closed up? Eh. It's an odd sound. Sound like someone was stepping around. Someone other than me. There is someone here. I can hear it. Unstable ground. Oh, this is very eerie.
I love the night, but this night scares me. In the dark, I can feel all the harm I've caused. It's getting closer with each step. I feel it brushing up against me like a cold wind. I hurt Martha. The closer I get to the lake, the more certain I am of this. How could it not be? I killed her to steal the love that everyone felt for her but didn't feel for me. How could I have done such a thing?
Stop believing it, you did not. The only thing that you could have done is if we invited some sort of demon out here with all this exploring the white lady and trying to— oh god, what the okay, it's just my head. It's just my mind. Just it just sounded quite demonic, isn't it? Get out of my head. It's my head. Mine alone. Okay. Let's do the things we love. Let's take a photo. That might clear up our mind a bit. Give us some sanity. Now let's see here. It's a little bit foggy and we had a lens for this, didn't we? Haze, yes. Distant object has more contrast. Is that so? Let's see, this is on. Let's go a little bit back. Ugh, it looks so red. Here. Now. Too distant. Okay. There we go. Okay, this was actually correct. Out of focus. I can't even see anything, but hey. Maybe it's not too hazy. Too dark. Yeah, of course. I need to look at the aperture. It has to be all the way up. And then do some more here. That's more like it. That is more like it. Still too dark. How is it still too dark? Do I have to take this off? What is going on in the background? What the actual fuck? That's just my mind, isn't it? Counteracts red. No. Well, oh, I didn't have the flash on. Sunny or bright indoors. Shush, Crow, you're supposed to be asleep. Let's take this one. Long exposure times, but we can be patient. We can be very patient. Maybe I have to go a little bit. Yeah, I have to go very close. In focus. Okay.
German soldiers. Daddy ordered patrols to be carried out near the house, but how could they have lost a helmet? God only knows.
So that's the SS, isn't that the special, Schutzstaffel or something like this? The special division. The secret police or so. I don't really know much about this sort of thing, but